This right here, I'm excited to show you, is one of my favorite parts of the new shop. Welcome back. It's been a while. We got a lot to catch up on. In particular, some of the challenges I've been having setting up this new shop, some of which are getting expensive, quite expensive. But before I jump into a lot of the challenges that I've been facing, let me catch you up. To make a long story short, my wife and I, we moved, and I've been blessed enough to set up my own shop space here, which has been very exciting, but it has come with many challenges, like I said before. And before we get into that and I show you around the new shop, I'd like to take you back real quick to where this all began. So let's go. So behind me here is my dad's workshop, which up until now is where all of my projects and videos have been made. So this is a small but highly functional shop. We've built a lot of furniture in here, a lot of woodworking projects. We've even redone a whole kitchen's worth of cabinets in this shop, so that just goes to show you don't need a lot of space to have a functioning, highly functioning wood shop. Now, like I said, this is my dad's shop. He's been woodworking since he's been in high school over 30 years ago, and this is where I kind of picked up the craft and started about 5 years ago, learning a lot from him and on my own and through the internet and building projects and just continually to learn. To this day, I'm still learning, just like I think all of us are, but I'm definitely grateful to have had this shop space. It has meant a lot to me and has helped me really to grow in the craft of furniture making and woodworking. And here we are, brand new shop space. So as with anything new comes new problems and challenges, and I'll break that down into three main categories. So we have health and safety, functionality and flow, and what may be the least important, that's why it's number 3 on the list, but the one I'm most excited for is comfort. Because as you might be able to tell from the sweat, it is hot. So the biggest issue I think a lot of people overlook in their shops is air quality. Now, we're tackling this on two fronts. One, obviously we're going to have dust collection hooked up to every tool, whether that's via the dust collector or the vacuum. But number 2, which I think is even more important, is air filtration, which is why I built this guy. So this air filter pulls out all of the fine, dangerous particles in the air and will help keep the air clean. That, coupled with a respirator and a dust collector, will hopefully keep my lungs as healthy as they can be. Another thing that goes along with health and safety is this Blade Guard setup, which is what I said in the beginning of the video was my favorite part of the new shop, if you couldn't tell already. This thing is pretty sweet. This overhead setup with the 4-inch hose going directly to the dust collector greatly improves the table saw's dust collection, and the Blade Guard not only gives me a reminder to keep my hands away from the blade, but also is a physical thing that will stop you from touching the blade. Just a great safety feature to have. So more to the flow and function is it's adjustable not only vertically to your material stock thickness, but also horizontally for whatever width you may be ripping at. So if you're doing thinner rips, you can move the Blade Guard over to closer to this side of the blade, still offers same amount of protection as well as dust collection capabilities. More to the function and flow of the shop, we have this large outfeed table, and we have it finished and waxed really nicely, so our wood just glides right over it. Adding to the flow and function is this large workbench behind me. It's a 4x8 workbench with these flip down casters, which allows me to move it out of the way as needed. I originally built the bench without the casters and later thought, you know what, I might need to move this, and this is extremely heavy to just slide around the floor, so I'm going to add these to it. On the opposite end of the table, we have the built-in router table. Still working on the fence and getting all of that set up, but that section will be incorporated into the workbench. We have a simple clamp wall, and where we started the video, a bunch of shelving and storage space. And so the third challenge has been the comfort of the shop. I live in Georgia. It's hot, it's humid, it's the middle of summer right now. It is very warm in here. You may be able to tell from the sweat. So I started to tackle that some with, as you can see behind me, insulating the garage door. That has helped some, but obviously not going to fix the problem. The attic above, this garage space also needs to be insulated, so that's something we got to do. And the big ticket item is putting a ductless mini split AC unit in here with the help of my dad. The unit itself with the materials is going to be over $1,000, so it may be a little while before we save up enough to be able to do that, but the air filter I built here does help to circulate and move the air around in the shop, so that does help a little bit with the comfort, but it'll definitely be a lot nicer with some AC in here. So we've pretty well tackled the health and safety. We're still working a little bit on the flow and function, and I'm saving up for that big ticket comfort item, but now that we have a functioning workshop, even though it's hot, it's time to start building something. So let me show you what we're going to be working on.